Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video we will be talking about what it looks like to have your moon in the nakshatra of Krittika. Before we get into that, I just want to give you a quick disclaimer that this is not according to Western tropical astrology. This will be based off of Vedic astrology, and so this is according to the sidereal zodiac. And so for those of you who do not know the correct placements, there's a calculator in the description below where you can find out which nakshatras your zodiac signs truly fall under. For those of you who have your moon in Krittika, this will fall from 26 degrees 40 minutes of Aries until 10 degrees of Taurus. And before we get into what it actually means for your moon to be in the nakshatra of Krittika, we have to understand what the moon means and what Krittika is all about. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So the moon is one of the most important grahas in Vedic astrology. The moon is representing your mind, and therefore the moon represents everything in your life. The moon is a projector. It is a reflector. Everything that is happening within your mind becomes a manifestation in your physical reality. In the same way, you are perceiving everything that is in your physical reality. So the moon is projecting what is in your mind and is reflecting everything that is in your external environment. The moon is representing your body. It is representing your health and vitality. The moon also is representing how you are interacting with other people. When people are coming across you and you are making connections, socializing, this is the personality that is coming forward. The moon represents your social standings, how you fit into society, how you're able to adapt and relate to others. The moon also is popularity and beauty. The moon is representing the mother, your connection to your mother, the type of nurturing that you need emotionally, what is making you emotionally fulfilled and satisfied. The moon also is representing all of the fluid in your body, and so it is also connected to your water intake. It is connected to your nourishment, all of your needs that need to be met. The moon is a very private and personal planet that has to do with your emotions, how you are reacting and responding to situations around you. Now, here in the nakshatra of Krittika, this is where the moon reaches its exaltation. And so this is a very powerful position for those of you who have your moon here in Krittika. And we're going to talk more about that as we get into this nakshatra and what this is all about. So Krittika is called the star of fire, and its name means the one who cuts, or the cutters. And Krittika is related to Kartikeya, which is a god that was raised and nurtured by the 7 sisters, the maids, that are known as the Pleiades. So this Krittika nakshatra is directly connected to the Pleiades. And so for those of you who are born with your moon here, you may even feel a connection to the Pleiadian star seeds. So this is a very prominent position here. And Krittika, as it is the star of fire, has everything to do with fire, heat, burning, warmth. And so this is a nakshatra that is strongly related to fire rituals. Any kind of spiritual practices that involve fires, lighting candles, setting intentions to purify and burn things away. So this has everything to do with purity. This is a nakshatra that, interestingly enough, is strongly related to cooking. So some of you with this position may even feel drawn towards cooking or trying out new foods. There can be a strong inclination towards eating and cooking that gives you great happiness and satisfaction in your life. This is a great position for anyone who is wanting to own a restaurant or is a cook. And this is going back again to this being the one who cuts using a sharp blade or instrument, and this connection to fire, which gives us the ability to cook food. As this is also called the one who cuts, it is directly connected to sharp blades and objects, which has to do with cutting, severing, removing, tearing, destroying. And so this is also related to cutting ties, removing things that are no longer for you. And so one of the superpowers of this nakshatra is the ability to be very precise in understanding what needs to go, what needs to be removed, what can no longer be attached in our life. Very easy to cut cords under this nakshatra. This cutting nature is also talking about the ability to be very exact and precise. And so those who are born under Krittika are very critical. They are very detail oriented. They're very much about getting straight to the point, telling it like it is, being very honest, very authentic, and really understanding all of the facts and details as they are. And so there is a cutting nature that is here intellectually, this ability to get straight to the point. Now this can also come off in how you are communicating, how you're speaking. And so this can sometimes give a very blunt and forceful way of speaking and getting the point across that can sometimes come off as overly critical or cutting towards other people. However, there is a lot of good intention behind this nakshatra as it is ruled by the sun. So according to the Vimshottari Dasha system, this is a sun-ruled nakshatra. And the sun has everything to do with purity. And so there are pure intentions that are here in this nakshatra. This ability to be cutting, to get straight to the point, to be very blunt and honest, is very beneficial in actually helping and giving others the proper advice. Those who are born under this nakshatra have a way of seeing things for exactly what they are and being able to call things out, being able to let others know what needs to go, what needs to get done. And so this is a nakshatra that is highly related to leadership. Very strong leadership capabilities can be found under this nakshatra, especially for those who are born in the Aries side of Krittika. Aries is the first quarter or the first pada of this nakshatra, while the last 3 quarters are falling under the sign of Taurus. Now, Krittika also is falling under the Brahmin caste, and so this is a nakshatra that is highly connected to spirituality. There is a strong spiritual inclination that is found under this nakshatra. The challenge here has a lot to do with the desires, the primary aim of this nakshatra being kama. And so kama in its purest form is really about connection, unity, happiness, fulfillment. But on the lower end, kama has to do with our lower desires. And Krittika, being a very fiery nakshatra, tends to have very high ambition. And so sometimes this fiery nature can put those born under Krittika in a position where their desires are controlling their life, and this is taking them away from this higher spiritual calling. So Krittika at its highest form really is a hugely spiritual nakshatra that can carry a ton of wisdom and higher knowing. This is something that is encouraged for those who are born under Krittika, is to seek out spirituality, meditation, deep reflection, chanting, anything that is going to get you into that spirituality, as that is going to take you higher in your life rather than focusing more towards the material side. This is a nakshatra that is very active. Again, this is the star of fire. And for some of you born with this Krittika position, you can have excessive heat in your body where you need to burn off some energy. And so there is a strong inclination towards being active, towards being productive, towards getting something done. It can be very difficult to sit still, or there can be some insomnia, some restlessness happening within this nakshatra. Exercise is a very great outlet for Krittika, especially when it comes to managing anger. So this fiery nature also can come out in a hot temper for some of those born under with this nakshatra. It is very important to keep your stress and anger under control, because this can lead to health complications. This is a nakshatra that is prone to high blood pressure, prone to issues that are related to the heart. Remember that the sun is the ruler of Leo, and Leo is related to the heart. And so we can see some heart or blood related issues coming up due to stress and excessive anger. This is a nakshatra where you want to find something that is going to bring you peace in your life and going to bring down some of those hot tempers within you. This is a nakshatra that also is all about taking the lead once again. Krittika was actually the first nakshatra originally before it became the third. And so Krittika actually is the ultimate leader of the zodiac. It is the one who carries the fire, the torch that lights the path for others to follow. And so there is a strong inclination towards being unique, being different, doing something that is going to create very prominent success. And so those of you born under Krittika can be strongly connected to being in the limelight, being those who are seeking to achieve something great and very capable of achieving great feats under this Krittika nakshatra. There's a ton of confidence, a ton of strength that is found here. This is a nakshatra that definitely is going to give a go-getter, and you want to look at where your moon is. What house is it in? How is it being aspected? Is it in conjunction with any planets? All of this is going to change the results. But ultimately, if we look at this moon in Krittika alone, this is a very powerful position. Another thing to be cautious of in this Krittika nakshatra is stubbornness. There is a tendency to want things to go your own way and to not want to follow others. And so this can come through in a very stubborn way and a very egocentric way. Again, this is on the lower end of Krittika. And so you want to pay close attention to how are you approaching things in life. This is a nakshatra that has a ton of willpower, a ton of confidence to take the lead and to get things done. Along with this, if we go back to the story of how Krittika was raised and nurtured by these maids, that this is also associated with being caring, with being nurturing, protective. And so those with this nakshatra also can have a strong ability to care for others, to be supportive of others. This is a nakshatra that is very prominent for those who are foster parents, for those who are adopting. This is strongly related to caring and nurturing children. This is a nakshatra that is very protective of those who you love and care deeply for. And so this is a strong quality that is found here. Krittika actually can come off as very aggressive, very domineering at the surface, but there is a soft and caring nature to this as well. So this is due to the rulership of Agni. Agni is the deity that is ruling over this nakshatra, the god of fire, who has two heads. So there is a duality to this nakshatra. There is one side of this that is very aggressive, that is very much a go-getter, very blunt and determined to succeed. And then there is another side of this nakshatra that is very caring, very nurturing, very much a person who you can rely on to be there for you at all times.